Okay, so it looks like we are live. Thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. My name is Tara Nath, and I'm currently serving as DECA's North Atlantic Region Vice President. So today marks 10 days until November 1st. And you know what that means? DECA month. So today I have 5 awesome panelists with me who will share with you their ideas and expertise on how to make DECA month epic. So before we get started, I'm going to have all of the panelists introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Rohan Gia, and I'm an Arizona DECA State Representative.
Hello everyone, my name is Tori Lawford and I'm the Media Coordinator for DECA Ontario.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm John G and I'm the Chapter President at Terre Haute South DECA.
Hello everyone, my name is Brendan Bueller and I currently serve as Wisconsin DECA's Vice President of Brand Management.
Hi everyone, I'm Janelle Scudder and I'm DECA's Communications Manager.
Okay, so thank you guys for those introductions, and I just want to let everybody that's watching know that we are watching live on Twitter right now. So if you have any questions throughout the night, tweet them using the hashtag DECA Hangout Series, and at the end of the Hangout we'll have a little question-answer period with the panelists, and hopefully we'll be able to get all your questions answered. So now I'm going to turn it over to Rohan, who will be discussing how chapters can engage members and the schools and communities throughout DECA month.
Thanks, Tara. So one of the most fun parts about DECA month is definitely the photo challenge that gets out around every year. Last year was a selfie challenge, this year is going to be a photo challenge so everybody can promote themselves to the best of their ability. The DECA Photo Challenge really lets you show off how DECA you are with, your DECA trophies and your chapter and lots of other things. And it really allows you to promote yourself and your chapter or association with the hashtag DECA month because it allows the entire world that you're doing so your ideas can grow, flourish, and other chapters can start utilizing those ideas too. You can definitely get some ideas from the other chapters as well. And the best part is that the challenges for the photo challenge will actually be up towards the end of the Hangout. So if you stay tuned and keep watching, you'll be able to see all of those live in action in just a little bit. Another really important part about DECA month are the DECA month chapter campaigns that go out throughout the month. And there's 3 different ones. One of them is called the promotional campaign. And in order to get through the promotional campaign, you need 3 school outreach activities, 3 community outreach activities. And sometimes these numbers may seem a little bit bigger than you would think they would be, but it's complicated. For the school outreach activities, you can do something as simple as creating an announcement, or as my home chapter, Pinnacle High School in Phoenix does, we just do a simple cookie campaign where our officer team will dress up in DECA blazers and go throughout the entire school, and people will ask us, why are you dressed up in a blazer? And as soon as they do that, we tell them about what DECA is, and then we'll give them a cookie so that they can go get a free cookie at the school store. So something as simple as that. Then getting the success stories of alumni, it's usually pretty simple getting around to alumni that have done something, but if your chapter is newly established, the best way to go about it is on your membership form. If you ask the students if their parents were involved with DECA, there's a large chance that they might have been, as it's been with my school's history a lot of times. So just interviewing them and asking the right questions, what did you do in DECA? How has DECA helped you progress in the real world? Asking those kinds of questions can most definitely help you go about getting those success stories. And the community outreach activities, for those, you can just connect to local businesses and just tell them what DECA is so that they understand what it is that us students do. And that can create a connection for DECA and itself too, so that you can go about having them come in for something like Toastmasters or some kinds of other programs so that you've got an easy route into having whatever it is that you need for your school. The second one I want to talk about is the community service campaign. And for the community service campaign, you need 1 community service activity with 75% of member participation and 1 form of publicity. Now, you could go about quite a this. You can go with MDA. Our chapter actually works with an organization called Dress for Success, where we would be helping an organization get closed for people that aren't as fortunate, so they had closed to interview in. And the best way to get member participation is the way of publicity, so offering a specific incentive, whether it be cookies in the school store or getting a certain kind of incentive points if you have those at your school. Just making sure that you're able to get those membership, amount of membership in is really crucial. Another really good idea for something like is writing letters to someone in the military, because writing a letter doesn't take as much time as it would think, and it's something that's really meaningful. And getting 75 of your DECA members to be able to do that is something that I'm sure you guys will be able to do at your meetings, since it only takes a few minutes and it really means a lot. And as for forms of publicity, just showing it off on the announcements and getting it out there through social media would definitely work. And my personal favorite of the three is the Global Entrepreneurship Week campaign. So for that one, you need 3 idea challenge entries, 3 success stories of alumni entrepreneurs, and 3 school community outreach activities. The idea challenge is specifically one that's extremely fun, just because you're given this random item. Last year was a newspaper, and you have to come up with some kind of entrepreneurial thing that you can use in the real world. And it really gets your creativity and entrepreneurial spirit out there, because you're trying to create something valuable out of something that usually is considered not super valuable. So getting 3 of those idea challenge entries is something you can do. Just come up with 3 different teams and get 3 different ideas, and that's going to be announced later throughout DECA month. You're going to have a week to complete that one. It's usually a week, so you can make sure that you're able to get that video submitted. The second part of it is the 3 success entrepreneurs, and like I said before, if you ask membership, hey, has anybody in the audience, their parents been a DECA member before, chances are you'll get 2 or 3, sometimes, and you should be able to get some kind of entrepreneurial story on how they were able to grow a business just because of what they were able to do in DECA. And the third one is 3 school or community outreach activities promoting entrepreneurship. So whether that's going about the same route of contacting local entrepreneurs, or just talking to other, something that's going to be able to benefit you, just to educate your membership on what entrepreneurship is. One idea that our chapter actually had at Pinnacle was setting up a global entrepreneurial week panelist board. So we invited entrepreneurs, parent entrepreneurs, just entrepreneurs we had connections to, and got them all to speak at one of our meetings in a panelist form, so that our members were able to talk to these entrepreneurs and really figure out what does it mean, what does it take, and how they could go about taking a path to become one. So it's really just simple stuff that you guys can all go about to make sure that you're able to get the best of your ability to promote those kinds of things. And you're going to be able to get all of that information on campaigns on DECA.org. If you hover over high school, you're going to see a place called Chapter Campaigns, and that's where you'll be able to promote all of these things and make sure that your chapter is promoted during DECA month, so that you're going to be able to shine as bright as possible.
Thank you for that, Rohan. That was fantastic. I'm so glad you brought up the chapter campaigns. Those are just such an important part of DECA month, and really an important part of our year as a whole. And I think that all of the ideas you presented were really great, and everybody can really learn a lot for those. So now we're going to have Tori speak, and he's going to talk about his perspective as an association officer in Ontario, and how they...
Thanks, Tara, and thanks, Rohan, too, because a lot of the ideas that Rohan just mentioned, we're encouraging our chapters in DECA Ontario to pursue for themselves as well. So it's important that you pay attention to them as well. So I'm excited today to be talking about what DECA Ontario will be doing as a delegation for DECA month, and provide my perspective as a provincial officer. So throughout the month of DECA month, we'll be having a bunch of fall events for our members to attend. And of course, we have our regional competitions for this month, and we'll have 6 events across the province which have our regional competitions, or district competitions as you might refer to them in the States. But we'll also be having a bunch of workshops as well to train our written members there too. So they'll be learning how to create reports and develop their presentation skills, so that when they get to the next level of competition, they'll be prepared to go ahead. So this is really the month where we get serious about DECA and start ramping up our training. We'll also be having a bunch of separate events that are more partnerships within the communities. They're not necessarily central to DECA, but they're important for developing the skills of our members. So one of the things that we like to do as an association is develop partnerships with our chambers of commerce and our city halls and in the cities that our chapters operates, that we can actually create opportunities for them to, develop their business knowledge and DECA skills without actually attending a DECA-sponsored event. So for this month, we actually have 4 events lined up, and they are startup competitions, networking events, and college fairs. These all relate to what our central ideas are, which is allowing our members to develop their networks of connections throughout the province, as well as develop the skills that will allow them to become the next business leaders in Canada. So we really believe that for DECA Month, it's important to have a bunch of events that allow you to connect with other DECA members. And the way to do this is by connecting with other people in your community, such as your city halls and your Chamber of Commerce's and even your local businesses, to find partners that would be willing to help you out with hosting these events. We'll also, for DECA Month, be having a bunch of what we like to call in Ontario chapter challenges, which are similar to chapter campaigns, but they're more social media focused. And they'll be running throughout the entire year, but we do have some very special ones lined up for DECA Month. Right now, we have our Halloween for Hunger chapter challenge, which excites our members and gets them to host an event during Halloween that is Halloween themed that raises money for a food bank. So we've had tremendous success so far with our chapters, raising a ton of food for food banks at a time that they're in great need. And the main reason that we're doing these chapter challenges is because they create buzz on social media. So we are using a bunch of hashtags for these, like we have right now, hashtag DECA Lantern, which DECA Inc. is also running right now with a different sort of name where you have to, or where we're getting our members to create pumpkins for Halloween in the theme of DECA diamonds and other people that are in the business world, and then posting them to social media to generate excitement around it. For DECA Month specifically, one of the chapter challenges that we're having is our hashtag DECA Remembers chapter challenge, and that's really because in the States, I believe you have Veterans Day. In Canada, we call it Remembrance Day, and to honor our soldiers that serve our country and that have fallen for our country, we're enticing our chapters to participate in local events that are dedicated to supporting veterans. So they can either be hosting a community service event dedicated to raising money for a veterans fund, or attending Remembrance Day or Veterans Day festivities to show their appreciation for the men and women that serve our country. We'll also, at our regional competitions for DECA Month, in order to generate even more social media buzz than we already have, we'll be having a bunch of social media campaigns. And like Rohan mentioned, we're going to go into more detail later on too, we're putting a strong emphasis on selfies and photos. We're going to have our members taking selfies in a variety of positions, and also have them flash the DECA Diamond at all of our regional competitions. And then they'll tweet that out to us with their respective hashtags, and we'll promote them on our media. And this is a great way of increasing engagement with our members, because they love to see themselves promoted on our social media, and increasing engagement as well. The final main goal that we have for DECA Month in Ontario is to increase the publicity of DECA, because DECA Month is a time when everybody's getting excited about what makes our organization so great. And our members do fantastic things all of the time, and particularly during this month when they're hosting all of their community service activities and competing at our regional competitions. So we do have 3 ways that we've come up with for our members to promote themselves in DECA during DECA Month. The first one is we've created a press release kit and distributed it to all of our members that they'll have 3 templates for 3 different situations: when they win at regionals, when they host a community service event, and when they participate in a variety of DECA Month festivities. And these are ones that can almost be copy and pasted into their own into their own documents, and made a few changes so that they could send them off. So we're really trying to make it as easy as possible for our members with these press release templates to promote themselves and their accomplishments during DECA Month to the media. We've also created a bunch of email templates that they can use to reach out to both journalists to get their press releases published, as well as reach out to community leaders like businesses, chambers of commerce, politicians, and other nonprofits dedicated to serving business professionals. So this will allow them to generate partners and create partners for the community service events so that they can be more successful and make a greater impact on a greater number of people. And we've also come up with a strategy for writing to our politicians during DECA Month. Because DECA Month, we're trying to promote everything related to our great organization. We're encouraging all of our members to write letters to their local politicians and their provincial politicians, thanking them for their contributions to career and technical education, and fostering a great environment for DECA to succeed. Because this will, if everybody's receiving a letter from their local chapters, politicians will be more aware about DECA and what great things it does for its members and for the community. So those were a few ideas for what we have for DECA Month, but we like to, in Ontario, make sure that the DECA Month love never ends throughout the entire year. we like to make sure that DECA never stops. So what we do is we host these events like these startup competitions, college fairs, and networking events throughout the entire year to make sure that everybody is always thinking about DECA, and it's always at the forefront of their minds and popular on social media. We also like to make sure that our chapters are active on social media, so we encourage them to participate in all of our chapter challenges, and we run them through every single month. There is a different challenge related to different occurrences and holidays that are happening in each month, so they're always participating in that way as well. And we also like to make sure that as many people attend our conferences as possible so that they can feel the DECA hype and bring it back to their own chapters too. And the final thing I'd like to touch on today about how we can create a DECA month culture throughout the entire year at Ontario is we put a significant amount of effort into our training strategies. And this is what I really believe allows us to foster this culture that, maintains the hype of DECA month throughout the entire year. And we hold mandatory training meetings for the entire, provincial delegations that attend internationals, and we believe this has a major impact on our performance at internationals. And once our members do well at internationals, they bring back all of the great experiences, photos, videos, and trophies to their chapters, and that encourages all of them to get excited about DECA and win on the world stage as well, and always be talking about it on social media and with anybody that they meet. And we sustain this momentum after ICDC by hosting a leadership conference in the summer that's 4 days at one of our universities that allows them to experience university life while developing crucial skills that will allow them to succeed in DECA next year and operate their chapters, because it is mainly a chapter training event. So to summarize, we have a bunch of great chapter challenges, community events, and competitions during DECA month, and we'll be sustaining this DECA month excitement throughout the entire year with many more events and challenges and community partnerships.
Thank you for that, Tori. The insight into Ontario DECA is always extremely fascinating. Just your continuous passion for that DECA month throughout the entire year is something to be emulated across the world and all of the different associations. So that is fantastic. So really thank you for sharing all of that. So now we are going to go to John, who is going to talk a little bit about how individual members can be engaged on social media during DECA month.
Thanks, Tara. So again, I'm John G, and I'm the chapter president at Terre Haute South DECA in Indiana. So as a senior and a third-year DECA member, I've been able to experience a lot from the organization. And with DECA month coming up, to me, that means the DECA season is starting up again. And what I mean by that is around the start of November, my chapter starts to begin a lot of its chapter projects that have consisted of community outreach events and public relations campaigns. But the thing in my district to start off DECA month is our Fall Leadership Conference. We have numerous business leaders as speakers during this, but what I think is most beneficial about this is that it accommodates first-year DECA members. Most of us coming in probably had no idea what was going on when we first started. So during our FLC, we had the opportunity to take the marketing cluster exam and learn how to do a role play. And it's all really helped them understand the competition part of DECA. But obviously, that's not the only thing DECA is all about. The leadership, networking, community opportunities are all still there during our FLC, which I believe has around 400 members each year from the surrounding chapters in our district. Now, aside from what my chapter is doing during DECA month, it's a time where members should highly take advantage of using social media. So every year there's the DECA month photo challenge, and I've always been a fan of this. This promotes member involvement within the organization and displays what all us members are doing during DECA month. And if you're lucky enough, you can get retweeted by the official DECA account and show your DECAcation to the world. Another big thing by participating in the social media challenge is that you have the chance to persuade more members to join your chapter. I was one of the few members last year that was able to finish all 30 days of the challenge, and the thing I noticed was that my chapter had a spike in membership of about 20% by the end of DECA month. Many soon-to-be members came up to me and asked my favorite question: what is DECA? Having a successful DECA month at your chapter can be highly beneficial, as my chapter had one of its most successful years last year. We reached our high in members of 150, which is almost double our count the year before, and about 50% of our members qualified for the state conference. My chapter this year had 3 state officers for Indiana DECA, and I'm really glad about that, as our members are getting more involved within the organization and exploring more what DECA has to offer. As chapter president, I've learned that maintaining a chapter Twitter account is highly beneficial to keep our members engaged, as social media is a major part of most of our lives, and it's only getting bigger. One of the things that Indiana DECA is doing for DECA month is having an Instagram takeover. So chapters send in a submission of why their chapter should represent the Charter Association for DECA month. I've already sent in my chapters and crossed my fingers we win, because I love the chance to run my Charter Association's social media. Indiana DECA is also having its FLC during DECA month with the Indiana Pacers. So overall, what I'm saying is that all DECA members have much to gain by participating in the DECA month photo challenge and social media in general, and all the other events going on, and not just during DECA month, but throughout the whole year. This year, without a doubt, I know is going to be epic, and I can't wait for another great DECA month in my senior year in DECA. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, John. I really love that program that Indiana does, how you can take over the DECA account for a day. That's really, really cool. I mean, not only a great promotional tool for association, but a great opportunity for your chapters too. So everybody watching, continue tweeting us questions using hashtag DECA Hangout Series, because we want to be able to get all those answers to you by the end of the Hangout. So next, we are going to talk to Brendan, who will share how Wisconsin DECA is successful on social media during DECA month.
All right, thank you, Tara. So as we all know, DECA month is a great time to advocate for our amazing organization, participate in local chapter activities, complete DECA chapter campaigns, and finally participate in the DECA month photo challenge. So how is anyone going to know about your epic success if you don't promote it? That's where social media comes in, as it allows you to communicate to your external audiences, whether that be parents, business partners, political figureheads, you name it. Therefore, I'm going to be talking about how social media can be used effectively throughout the month of November in order to have its maximum impact. For starters, I'm going to talk about DECA's chapter campaigns and how you can utilize social media to assist you with the accomplishment of these campaigns. So for the promotional campaign, you can utilize social media in a multitude of ways and even complete some of the campaign requirements. For starters, you are able to post alumni success stories on your chapter's platforms and show how DECA has had a positive impact on the lives of the alumni. Also for the promotional campaign, you can do activities such as tweeting a DECA fact every day of DECA month and then count it as a school outreach activity, which is actually one of the requirements you must fulfill. When it comes to the membership campaign, you want to be promoting the benefits to joining our amazing organization and what a student can get out of the experiences that DECA can provide. Therefore, you should be promoting your membership on social media, reaching out to past members to earn your 20 alumni, and also reaching out to business partners in the community to earn your 20 professional members. As a chartered association, you can promote the 3 requirements of the membership campaign on your social media platforms and let members know the incentives that come along with completing the campaign. This will hopefully increase participation in the campaign and therefore boost your membership numbers as an association or a chapter. When it comes to DECA's community service campaign, one of the 3 requirements of the campaign is to get one form of publicity or promotion at some point in the event. So many people think this has to be some extravagant form of publicity, such as TV time at the local news station or a large column in the paper. Though these are great things and I would encourage you to try to get them, putting together social media posts related to your chapter's community service event and posting them on your platforms works just as well. As you can see, there are a lot of smaller things you can do to complete all required sections of DECA's chapter campaigns and therefore achieve Thrive Level and get those ICDC spots. When it comes to Global Entrepreneurship Week and the DECA Idea Challenge, promote submissions and also promote participation in the contest with members of your local chapter, and maybe even integrate it into classroom instruction. When members of your chapter or chartered association do post or submit their challenge entries, make sure to promote them on social media platforms. Doing so will make them feel more involved in the activity and recognized as a member. To sum it up, social media can be used in a variety of ways through DECA's chapter campaigns. Next, I'm going to be covering how to get your association or chapter ready for DECA month on social media. Most likely, DECA Inc. will come out with DECA month banners and pictures to decorate your social media channels with. Therefore, I suggest that you change all of your headers and cover photos on your platforms to the official DECA month banner. Next, I suggest reposting the DECA month photo challenge on your chapters or associations' social media platforms. This will encourage members to participate in the challenge and increase overall social media engagement. The next thing that I suggest is to retweet DECA Inc.'s tweets and posts when it comes to DECA month, chapter campaigns, and Global Entrepreneurship Week. A lot of times, chapter members are only following their respective chapter account and don't follow the chartered association or DECA Inc. account. Therefore, I highly recommend retweeting and sharing the content that these accounts post so your members are aware of all of the opportunities throughout DECA month. Also, if your chapter members are getting excited about DECA Month, posting about it, and partaking in the DECA Month Photo Challenge, hit them up with a share, a retweet, a repost. This will make them feel more recognized, and you'll have the opportunity to show off some of the great chapter members that you have. As a chapter or chartered association officer team, you might want to think about participating in the DECA Month Photo Challenge as a team, as one of the main traits of any leader is that they model the way. If you participate in the challenge, your members will most likely follow. Finally, the DECA Month Photo Challenge is a great way to get involved on social media. Whether it's your personal account, your chapter's account, or your chartered association's account, taking part in this photo challenge will allow you to promote the DECA brand across all of your platforms and also show how epic your experiences have been. For those of you who are unfamiliar, the DECA Month Photo Challenge gives you the opportunity to post a picture every day of DECA Month while corresponding to a specific theme to each day. Some of the themes in the past have been things such as selfie with your competition partner or selfie with your DECA homework. All you have to do is snap a photo corresponding to that day's theme and post it using hashtag DECA Month for possible recognition on DECA Inc.'s account. I encourage all of you to take part in this photo challenge as it allows you to show off how you, your chapter, or your chartered association is epic in all areas of DECA. Last year, Wisconsin DECA's state officer team, Team 49, completed the DECA Month Selfie Challenge on social media. This year, in an attempt to increase our engagement on social media, we are involving our Wisconsin DECA Leadership Council members. And Leadership Council members are a group of members that work collaboratively on projects with the state officers through committees. These projects range from things such as Snapchat geofilters to competitive excellence to membership recruitment. Since they are all such great brand ambassadors, it would be a great opportunity for them to get involved with our social media. Once the themes are released, Leadership Council members will sign up for a day and then email me a picture corresponding to that day's theme. From there, I will be posting on that corresponding day. So once again, we are doing this in an attempt to increase our engagement and involvement on Wisconsin DECA social media platforms. So can you complete all 30? And overall, there are numerous ways you can involve social media throughout DECA Month, and I challenge all of you to utilize it to its fullest capacity. So if you have any questions on anything that I talked about tonight, make sure to tweet your questions using hashtag DECA Hangout Series.
Thank you, Brendan. I'm so glad that you touched a little bit more on the photo challenge because luckily tonight we have Miss Scudder here from DECA Inc. headquarters, and she's actually going to announce this year's photo challenge. So go ahead.
Hi, everyone. So as Tara said, my name's Janelle Scudder, and I'm the DECA Inc. Communications Manager, and I do have the photo challenge calendar that I'll tweet out and put up on the Hangout in just a second. But real quick, just to talk a little bit more about the challenge. I know the other presenters have mentioned it, but it really is just a nice way to kind of give your individual members, your whole chapter, or even your association team a good kind of structured activity to do. Obviously, you're more than welcome to kind of come up with your own chapter-specific or association-specific challenges, but this is just a nice way to kind of give you a starting point or even just give you a whole challenge kind of already made for you that then you can really tailor to your individual chapter, or maybe your association can kind of put a different twist on it for all of your members. But it really just simply is a daily photo theme, and then we just ask that you choose a photo. It's either selfies or a photo of an Images product or a DECA shirt or a DECA pin or maybe a Throwback Thursday photo, and just put them on your Twitter and your Facebook and Instagram, and be sure to tag at DECA Inc. as well as use the hashtag DECA Month official hashtag, and that's the best way for me to really see it and either retweet you on the DECA Twitter page, or we'll be sharing our favorite photos each day on our Instagram page as well, really giving everyone recognition for their awesome photos that they've been sharing. Let me see, any other thing. I think some good ideas that you can do in your own chapter or association, I know Brendan talked about a few as well, but really encourage all your chapter members to participate, because also, like John said, this is an awesome way to increase promotion in your school, increase awareness, as well as get some members in, which helps with the campaigns. And so whether it's something like having contest in your chapter and picking the best photo of each day to receive a prize, or really kind of giving an incentive for all of your members so that they buy in and they get excited and they want to partake in it. I think that's the best way to really get everyone excited and everyone participating across the board. All right, so the moment of truth. Let me get this photo challenge calendar up. Like I said, I will also put it, I just tweeted it, and hopefully you all can see that. I know it's a little bit tiny, so I apologize. But basically, as you can see, we just kind of gave you all 30 days at once. Some of them are selfies, some are Throwback Thursday photos. We tried to make it so that the ones on the weekends aren't photos you need at school, things like that. But this will be on our Twitter, our Instagram, and our Facebook page, and we'll put it on DECA Direct tomorrow, so you can start planning out all of your photos and getting ready to share them for the whole month. But we're really excited this year. I know last year was all about the selfies, so we tried to dial down the selfies a little bit this time. But again, I think this is just a great way to really get all your members engaged, even your advisors, people at your school who love DECA. Just a nice way to really share all the aspects of DECA, because there really are so many awesome things about this organization.
Thank you for that, Miss Scudder. I think everybody's going to get super into that and super excited. So I think now it is time for our question and answer period. I've been scrolling through Twitter trying to find some of the best questions, and I have a few here. So we have from Sam Teplitz from Arizona. He said that I have a lot of friends who are in DECA but aren't very active. Any ideas that I can use to help motivate them to participate? Would any of our panelists like to take this question?
The best way to really get somebody to participate in DECA is giving them a small DECA pitch, just letting them know what it can do for you. And that DECA pitch is different for every single person, depending on what DECA's done for them. But really mentioning the fact that they get to travel across the country to different places, make friends in all these different kinds of places so that they have connections everywhere, and ultimately make experiences that are not only going to benefit them now, but benefit them in the long run in the future, as they're going to be learning so many different things about all the different career paths, are the main things to be able to get people to be more interactive in DECA. And showing your friends all the different kinds of pictures and all the different kinds of things that you've done throughout DECA should really be able to get you more and more engaged as a member.
I think you bring up a really good point there. I mean, DECA is such a great organization, and as soon as people realize that, the sooner they'll want to get more involved. So, great.
Would I be able to jump in here?
Of course, go for it.
All right, so one resource I found extremely helpful is the DECA website, deca.org. I usually show these to my friends or other potential chapter members, and they usually fall in love with the website because it's such a great website for information, for competitive events, for chapter campaigns, you name it, it's on there. And I suggest that everyone takes advantage of it to its fullest capacity.
Have anything? Go for it.
Yeah, I'd like to add on to that. So for another thing, if you want to get your members more involved, one thing I know to get our members more involved, like I said, my last year was one of our most successful years. Like Rohan said, the pitch is really important, but back to social media, like I love posting pictures. I love posting my times at all the conferences, and I definitely know for sure a lot of my friends were asking me like, whoa, where are you at ICDC 2015 in Orlando? And definitely one of the things you could probably add to them is that DECA is filled with some of the greatest people you'll ever meet. The networking opportunities are there, but these are with some of the most amazing people you'll ever meet.
Very, very good point there. Anybody else? Okay, I would just like to say also another great resource is DECA Direct. There's some really cool articles on there that really highlight some of the best aspects of DECA. So that would be another really good place to point any other member. So we have another question from Paige Davidson from Pennsylvania. And she says, what is something that you can do during class time or during a meeting to get DECA members engaged during DECA month? Something really exciting and fun.
I can jump into this one really quick. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
All right. Well, like I brought up earlier, the DECA Idea Challenge during class is a great idea, as you're able to give the students in your class that product that is revealed on the day that the contest starts, and then they're able to make a video of how to use the product in a very innovative way. So the DECA Idea Challenge is something that can be done in class, inside of school, that really engages people in DECA.
I could jump in a little bit on this one as well.
I was going to say,
Oh, Janelle, you go first because you were ahead of me.
also the same thing, the idea challenge. But also, if you go to decadirect.org, we have a bunch of articles, and if you just search like DECA month, a bunch of articles will pop up with really great ideas on what to do. You can, I mean, throw parties in your school, invite your administrators to come and really see what DECA is all about. Maybe at a lunch hour, sort of set up a booth in your school and have your members really get engaged with other students, show some photos, have some fun snacks, things like that. I think you can really turn it into, you know, not just the photo challenge or doing the campaigns, but really turn it into a celebration and use it as an awesome community and school engagement tool. I'm all done.
Paige mentioned in her question that she's looking for some ideas about getting their chapter excited during the meetings. In Ontario, one of the things that we're big on when it comes to chapter meetings is we like to start all of them off, or encourage all of our chapters to start the meetings off with icebreakers or energizers, which is something we picked up at the Emerging Leaders Summit this year, actually. So we have a bunch of great ideas that we just put into one document. We'll start off every single one of our chapter meetings at our school with one of these icebreakers, and they'll do a great job of getting people excited to, you know, talk to people and get out of that sort of school mood where you're just listening to a lecture and get into the mood where they're ready to talk to people and get excited about DECA. So if you look up some icebreakers and energizers online and do them with your entire chapter before a meeting, it will help to get them in the right state of mind for being excited and ready to take on DECA.
Yeah, just going off what Tori said real fast, we found that a lot of our members, before we did icebreakers and stuff, would come mostly for the sake of, you know, there's going to be information, we have to get the information because we want to compete and all that stuff. But now it's more like, hey, let's go to the DECA meeting because it's going to be fun because of all those icebreakers and stuff we do beforehand. So that's another thing that you definitely want to pick up. One thing that we do every year, too, during DECA month is take a selfie with our entire chapter. So one of us will bring a selfie stick, and we'll get up on top of the stage, and everybody's going to be sitting behind us. And we'll get that picture up and make sure that everybody that wants to be in it is in it. So that way we can, you know, show off exactly how many people we have and all of that hype as much as possible. So just, you know, something as simple as that can get people hyped.
Thank you for that. I think those are all super great ideas that'll really help her out. So we have another question from Savannah, who says, what are good ways to get other clubs in the school, like student government, to help with community service projects? Or just get other clubs involved in general?
We actually found a way that we like to work with other clubs on campus more than anything, whether it be the National Honor Society, Stugo, Red Cross Club. So each club in organization on campus is good at their own thing. So for instance, we do a tour drive with the Red Cross Club because they're really good at being community oriented. We'll create some kind of thing during the football game or some kind of hype thing during an assembly with Stugo during our assembly time and during pep rallies and stuff. And if people are looking for hours and they want to help out in our SVE, then we'll definitely work with the National Honor Society for that. So definitely looking at all the things that those organizations or clubs are good at and utilizing those to your benefits as being DECA, since we are the people that like to network and definitely take advantage of our opportunities, we're definitely able to go about that route and make sure that we're able to connect with all the different clubs and organizations on campus so that everybody's able to maximize the whatever that is that they're trying to get accomplished.
I was just going to say, too, you can definitely offer as an incentive to the other clubs that you want to partner with. You know, you can kind of give a little summary or press release article and put it on DECA Direct online. You can just send it to me and I'll publish it. But it's a nice way to kind of give those other clubs in your school a little publicity and free promotion, obviously. So, you know, let them know we're doing this campaign. We're going to be featured on, you know, an international website. We'd love your help and we'd love to give you credit, too. So that's a nice sort of way that you can, you know, have them help out, but also be giving them something in return. So be sure you can really use DECA Direct Online as a publicity tool for anything you're doing in your school, along with any groups you're partnering with or advocating for. So be sure to remember that too.
Thank you, Rohan and Janelle, for those ideas. So we have another question. I'm so excited that we're having so many people send questions in. So we have another question that says, for a middle school, what would be a good way to get our 6th graders or first-year members involved?
Well, I'll jump in. You can definitely take the DECA Idea Challenge and use that in middle school and elementary schools too, as a way to, because it's open to anyone from any grade level and they don't have to be DECA members. So it's a really nice way to kind of get that community service project in by working with the younger students. You can also introduce them to DECA, especially if they're 8th graders and they're coming to your high school next year. This is a great introduction for them. And then beyond that, I mean, they could win for their age group and win money for their school. So that's pretty cool as well. So the DECA Idea Challenge is a really nice way to kind of branch out to all those non-DECA groups and to younger students, new students as well who aren't familiar. It's a nice, really broad topic and activity that you can relate back to entrepreneurs and DECA, but it doesn't, need to be just for DECA members. So that always keep that one in mind too.
Very good point, DECA Idea Challenge. Everybody can do it, so promote it all through your community. It's a great way to get DECA out there. So we have, I think we're going to do 1 or 2 more questions. So this one is, what should we do about DECA Month while at CRLC and Power Trip?
I'll let someone else jump on that if they want to.
One thing you can do, and I just saw the application go up today, was join the social media team. I'm really excited to hopefully get on top of that. But that social media team lets you, promote DECA at that conference to an even newer level. And the things that I'm seeing currently during on that photo challenge during the conference itself are things that you're going to be able to get pictures of pretty easily during the conference. So just going around and meeting new people to get pictures for the during the conference is probably the best idea, just because you're not going to have an opportunity to necessarily see those newer people at all times. So getting on top of that social media team to promote everything and meeting new people to take pictures with for these kinds of things is probably the best bet during the conference.
I would say too, be sure, at each of the conferences, they'll really be promoting the conference hashtag. So whether it's hashtag DECA Power Trip or hashtag DECA CRLC, it's really important to include those. But don't forget to also keep including the hashtag DECA Month in all your photos and updates, even from, Austin and Kansas City, because that's a nice way to kind of tie in, especially the whole theme of DECA Month, celebrating what DECA is. So definitely be celebrating the awesome opportunity to attend these conferences, to meet all these new people. So it's really just a nice way to integrate this amazing conference experience with this amazing DECA celebration as well. So hashtag.
Very, very good, guys. So I think we're going to do one more question. And this one is from Rose, who says, what's the best way to use DECA Month to increase membership and chapter participation?
I think the best way to increase chapter participation during DECA Month is to do sort of just keep doing what you do throughout the rest of the year. Create community service events, partner with local businesses, attend networking functions, work with your chambers of commerce and city halls to create events that your members can go to, because if they can attend these events and meet new people, they're going to be engaged in DECA and posting photos on social media and talking about DECA Month for DECA Month and beyond.
Anyone else? Okay, well, it looks like that is all the time we have tonight. So thank you to the panelists for coming on and doing such a fantastic job answering everybody's questions and sharing what you and your chapters and associations do during DECA Month. I think all of the viewers really appreciate that. People that are watching, I really hope that you learned a lot today. I think there is a lot that you can take away from this hangout. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you and your associations and your chapters accomplish this DECA Month. So make sure you use the hashtag DECA Month throughout the entire month of November. Participate in the photo challenge, and I look forward to seeing what everybody does. So be sure to tune in next time, and thank you for joining us today. Bye.